Hi, continuation of a morning call. We're going to have a little chat about safe trading. Let's roll the intro. I'll tell you all about it. Hi, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Langers and I am the Scruffy Trader. And what I'm trying to do is put trading in the real world and kind of give you my perspective of what I see as a job, because this is my job, and how I look and read a chart. Now, today's video is a continuation on from a video I did this morning for the Scruffy Squad. And what I do sort of every other week or so, I'll look at a couple of markets and say, I'm going to trade this. And this morning I pulled out the US dollar and the Swissy, and also the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar, for both of them being short. And then I'll post them, let them have a look, see what it is. And while I'm talking of the Scruffy Squad, I'd just like to welcome a couple of new members, Alistair Jones and Chris Andrews. I genuinely thank you for the support you're giving, and welcome aboard. But with that aside, I also get lots of questions and messages, and they're all great, and they're coming from all over the world now, which I find astounding for a little bumpkin head like me in Durham to be getting messages from the other side of the planet. I just think is incredible. But I want to touch on something before I play the live trade. And it's about safe trading. Because I mentioned it in one of the other videos. And the message came through. And he genuinely thought it was like a purchased course, a style of trading, if you like. No, it's not. Sorry. I don't actually sell any courses or anything like that. What I meant when I said safe trading is it's kind of the way that I do it, and it's what I call it, safe trading. And the reason behind why I call it safe trading is because I do this for a living and I'm at it full time, I'm able to manage my trades or micromanage my trades throughout the day. So that enables me to enter a trade or kill a trade very quickly. But where I want to touch on is it got me thinking about other styles of trading. And you often hear it said that you must have a risk reward 1 to 3, 1 to 2, or even 1 to 5 in order to be profitable. Well, I've done this a very, very long time, and they are right to a degree. But how often do you get a 3 to 1 or a 5 to 1 risk reward? A lot of the time it's less than 50%. And I think if you have a system that is less than 50%, then you are gambling. Because think of it this way. Unless you're using a fixed stop, which on these systems is highly unlikely, but let's just for argument's sake you are, and it's a 30 fixed stop and you get 90 if you win. I can go with that. But I still disagree with your win rate of less than 50. And I'll get onto that in a second. But inevitably what happens is you have day 1 is 30, day 2 is 90, day 3 is 150, you're back to 30, then you might be at 90. What if you only win on the 30? You lose at the end of the week. And you lose badly. Because your stop losses are all over the place. And in trading, they have to be. Because a stop has to be where a stop has to be. The markets are not fixed, so your stop cannot be fixed. Okay? So when I look at the way that I trade, and I get pulled all the time, say, you only got a few pips there. Yeah, I did. because that's all the market was willing to give me. And they scratch their head and they just look at me as if I'm stupid. You know, and I don't get their theory either. Because if I'm less than 50%, I personally don't think you're very good at what you're doing, because you should be able to read the chart, and that means look at a chart, see key levels, understand the reaction points at those key levels through candle formation, look at the bigger picture and the overall trend, understand whether that trend is coming to an exhaustion point and ready for reversal, whether it is stalling and just having a slight retracement, or whether it's actually primed to continue. Now that is something you gain through education and time around the charts. If you think you can just buy a course and an indicator says go here and another one says go there, and then that's it, you're going to get your 1 to 3 every time. Go work in McDonald's. You will earn more money. And I know that sounds a bit brutal and a bit hard, but that is the reality of buying courses, etc. You have to put the work in. You have to try. And you have to educate yourself. And part of education is being good at what you do at the end of it. You know, think about it this way. If you have a plumber come to your house to fix a leak, you expect him to do it on the first visit, not the third or fourth. And trading is the same. You know, if you're good at your job, you have a high success rate. If you're bad at your job, you have a low success rate. So there's nothing wrong with a good risk reward, but you must have a win rate that matches it. So if you turn around and you're saying to yourself, well, I only win 40% of the time, so you're winning 4 times out of 10, but I'm getting 3 to 1 on a fixed stop, I bet you're not. You know, whereas if you look at what I do, I read a chart, I study it, and each morning when I do the calls, people ask me what I'm trading, I'll tell you where I'm going to trade. You know, I'm going to trade this market, and I'm going to go long, and I'm going to go short based on what I see at certain structure points. And I make a living from it, you know, because I consider myself to be reasonably good at it. If I was the other way, I would just be no more than a gambler. And that's what I truly believe. I think once you are less than 50% hit rate, you might as well flick a coin, because at least then you do have a 50-50 chance. Just food for thought before I play this trade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this trade here play out, and then I'll come back to you. I'll give a little summary. It's the last day of the week for me, because I don't like trading on a Friday, so unless there's something spectacular in the morning catches my eye, today will be my final day this week. So what I'll do is I'll run the trade, good, bad or indifferent. We'll have a little look at what my end of week stats are. Not to be boastful, it's just some people are genuinely interested. And it's there just to show you that it can be done, but done safely. You see, when I'm trading, I'm in it to make money. You know, I don't live in a mansion, I don't drive a Lamborghini. You know, I'm just in it to make a wage. And I do earn a reasonable wage. I earn enough to get by. And that's it. And I love my job. So for me, life's pretty good. Couple that with the fact that Winky always makes me a cup of coffee and keeps one running all the time, because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee. Life ain't much better. So let me run this trade, and then we'll have a little chat about the stats, and we'll round it off. See you on the other side. So that was that. Simple trades. The eye that I had was on this one here, the US Swissy. I treat the US Swissy with kid gloves. It's not a market I like to trade. I find the Swissy quite erratic at times. But the conditions were there for a good retracement short. And I just really wanted to get in, carve a little bit out, maybe get so much of a wage and then out. For no other reason that it's just one of those markets that I never really get on with. But the setup was too good to miss. So I was actually quite happy with the result. But I also shouted out that I wanted to look at the New Zealand dollar. And this is something I've had an eye on for a long time. And I have it running now. The first part of the swing trade came out today at £520. So can't go wrong with that. And there's the rest of it still running. And I'm going to continue to hold this over the next, well, number of days. I can't see it finishing tomorrow, but these will scale out, and I may even add further into this position because I genuinely think it's going to be a belter. Okay, so we shall see, but I will be looking to do the adding next week. You know, it's not something you want to be just jumping in and thinking, well, Big Langer said he's going short, I'm going short. Anything can happen tomorrow because it's a wild card day, Friday. This could reverse, take those positions out. If it does, doesn't matter, they're risk free. And I'll just look to find a new entry. But the overall journey on this is down. So it's part of my swing strategy. And you get more meat on the bones with these, but the pressures are a little bit higher because you're sitting on them overnight. And unless you've protected your account, in other words, got these things risk-free, you're at the mercy of the market. And it goes back to the beginning of the video when I was talking about being safe. This to me is safe because if that goes all the way back up and stops them out, who says that I cannot re-enter at that exact same point again for it to continue down? Nobody. But I'll have been paid a little bit for my time, not as much as you would like, but at least I was paid. But if that kept on going up here, I'm sweating, and then it comes back down to go down there, and you think, well, there you are, I planned that, it was great. Really? What if that thing kept on going that way? You went into negative equity for no reason. You could have been risk-free, got paid a few quid, and then waited for the market to come back. Just my way of looking at things and the way that I manage things. And I think that's one of the ingredients that makes me consistent, because I'm constantly asked, you know, and it's down to two things. I'm very selective in what I trade, and I'm very patient with what I trade. You know, in other words, I'll wait for it to get to a certain level before I enter, you know. So that is that. So let's have a quick look at the scores on the doors. Just pull this into play. Bobbly head out the way. It's made the week incredibly well. I've only had 3 positions go badly against me. And what it's created is this. So for the week, which I'm ending today, you know, I may add extra into it if the swing trade closes some positions out tomorrow. And unless I see something absolutely spectacular, my week is finished till Tuesday. So there we are, 2/8/13, not bad for a week. The month is currently sitting at 6/7/47. Certainly live with that. With a pip count of 1,219. And we're in week 3, and we've still got a week and a bit to go. All right, still got 10 days left of this month. So I'm in a good position this month. Very, very pleased. And like I say, this is not to be boastful. It's just to show you that if you manage your trades and you're very selective, the rewards are there. You just got to take them, you know. So follow your own path. Don't listen to any gurus. Don't even listen to me for that matter. You know, find something that works for you and then be patient with it, and you'll find you'll succeed. You know, simple as that. I mean, we all are trying to get to the same destination. We're just using different roads. My style of trading doesn't suit everybody. You know, it suits me because I'm a visual trader and I'm able to read it. Whereas some other needs to be completely mechanical. So they need some form of a crossover system. But that system needs to be backed up with something else, because there isn't a single indicator will work on its own. You need a couple of layers to give you the clues to put the picture together. Simple as that. Okay. So there we go. I've enjoyed it. It's been a great week. Had some great interaction from the Scruffies. So I do thank the Scruffyites. Kind of making my week, and you're making everything that I do worthwhile. And I genuinely appreciate the support and everything that I get. I'm going to pass it over to Cuthberts, you know, and happy days. So pat yourselves on the back. You've made a very old man very happy. So talking of happiness, enjoy the coffee. And since I had an absolute disaster yesterday with tea, in fact, the whole day yesterday was an absolute disaster, I'm going to have a pizza, have a beer, and have a good weekend off. So if I don't see any of you before, have yourselves a great weekend, stay safe, and remember, do what you love, and money will follow. See you all in the next one.